window to try to gain access to our firefighters. Initially, we pulled out our assistant chief, and then I went inside to start doing patient triage and medical care.
As the engine came to rest after the accident, all I did was kind of open my eyes and look around to see what was the outcome, to see how everything looked.
When the engine came to a stop, I was passed out, blacked out, however you want to call it. I was pinned. I had to partially pull myself out from underneath the truck. I couldn't see out of one of my eyes because it was blacked. When I came to, I had to get air packs off of me. I had my crew members on top of me. I had to look around to see who all was in the engine still and try to figure out who was in it and who was out. I was pinned underneath the truck. I couldn't see out of my right side of my face. I had to pull myself out from underneath the truck. When I looked around to make sure that who was all left in there, to make sure who was left, had to basically count heads. And when one of the crew members was missing, kind of went into a panic mode to try to figure out where he was. Then from that point, we were trying to calm everybody down and work together as a team to get out. When the first initial crew came on scene, I was still partially trapped underneath the truck. There was a hand that reached in to grab to make sure we were still alive. It was my significant other. I knew it was him because of his hand. The best thing I could do was grab, and he was screaming, "Are you okay?" With what little energy I could give, I said it was fine. And then they were trying to get us out the best that they could. We were telling them where to come to get us out.
Thank you for him.
Meade County to bypass command.
Meade County, that'll be 400 now. Go ahead with your traffic.
Then for Per Med2's request, I've got an ambulance started from Brett County, also an ambulance from Hardin County. You also have 3 helicopters en route and 2 on standby from LifeNet. Go ahead.
Command is okay. Have all units continued till we can assess what's going on.
10-4, do you still need one helicopter diverted to Gaines Road?
Check with man 1. I do not know. 479 is your point of contact there.
The first thing that I did when I exited the truck when we got on scene was go over to a firefighter that was standing there. They were getting the fire truck bridged up and blocked up, and just asked if it was safe. And I didn't hesitate. I didn't think anything about it, and I climbed right in. I had to know who they were, what was going on. You know, I took my medical bag with me just to make sure I had everything that I needed to try and help them. But we knew they were trapped, so I had to get in there and make sure they were okay.
As soon as I got out of the truck, I was the senior officer on our engine, so I knew I was going to have to take command on this. But the very first thing that I saw, on the bottom of the truck, we had some fluid leaking from, I believe, the transmission over the exhaust. So we actually had a little bit of fire underneath the cab. So engaged pump. I had one of the firefighters pull a hose, charge the line. I told him, I said, you know, just put water on the fire, don't get any water in the cab. And then after that, it was seeing size up. I wanted to go check on the crew. I had friends in there, I had family in there. It was seeing size up, and this was a rescue truck. So my next thing was going back to the truck, to the back end of the truck where our rescue company tools were, to see if there was anything that we could use to start getting these guys out. And the pump was wedged in the compartment. The extrication tools were wedged. I couldn't even find a hacksaw so that we could start cutting. So it was a really helpless feeling, and that's when I started calling for help.
The challenges I faced in the cab was, one, was the cramped conditions that we had inside the cab because everybody was on top of everybody. Two, I had one firefighter that was unconscious and one that was pinned underneath the cab.
I think the biggest challenge that I faced during the whole operation was keeping my composure and staying focused on the job that I had at hand. My significant other, her arm was pinned underneath the cab. I have really close friends in the cab. I mean, you know, these are guys and gals that we go out with after we get done training and go grab a bite to eat at a restaurant or go catch movies or concerts or what have you. I mean, these are really good friends of mine, and it was my job now to ensure that they got out quickly, safely, and got the care that they needed. And to be honest with you, I was scared that I wasn't going to live up to those expectations.
As I did a size up on the scene, I talked with Mike Faith, who had been the original incident commander, and got his appraisal of the situation, found out how many people he still had in the vehicle, what steps had been taken to begin the rescue effort, and what resources he had requested already. Probably the biggest challenge that we had was that the tools that we normally use to conduct extrication were trapped in the back of this fire apparatus that was laying on its side. Another issue we ran into was we don't train on fire truck extrication on a regular basis. We have since changed that and have spent quite a bit of time working not only on fire apparatus but heavy vehicles as well. Another issue that we ran into was the fact that we had a lot of people around the scene that were all there with very good intentions, but they were not, we hadn't put together a good action plan, and that required some pretty significant actions on my part and the actions of some other people to get things under control, to establish a working scene so that we were all working on the same page. Those were probably some of the biggest concerns that we had initially.
Okay, I need you to assist in sending an LZ. We've got about 4 helicopters that will be coming here to fly these people out. I want the LZ right here on the curve as soon as we can get it out. We're still extricating. Do they have GPS coordinates, or do we need to give them coordinates? Dispatch already has